ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WWF Raw is War, April 19th, 1999. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before I get into this episode, my overall opinion of this retro review of April 19th, 1999 Raw is War of WWF, I have to say this, very memorable episode. Not because of the in-ring action, not because of anything else, but just Stone Cold and The Rock made this episode what it is. All the in-ring action, could have took it or leaved it. It didn't matter. At the end of the day, this whole episode was centered around The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin. It was the main focal point, the main entertaining value out of the entire hour and 30 minutes of this episode on the WWE Network. This episode had everything that you could ask for with The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin. You go ahead, you have The Rock coming out saying that he's going to announce the funeral of Stone Cold Steve Austin, give a ceremony speech about what Stone Cold was and how he felt about him, what he thought of him, and everything else in between. After that, you go ahead, you have The Rock come back out. He goes ahead and tells his whole entire speech. And from there, we see Stone Cold Steve Austin on a monster truck. And we go ahead. Stone Cold destroys a freaking Cadillac that The Rock was driving in to get into the arena. And he rides all over that shit and wrecks it. To hell to King and Kong. Then he drives the motherfucking monster truck into the arena, no less. Drinks a couple of beers, slugs him down, and then him and The Rock go at it. They start brawling like crazy, and then The Rock gets knocked into the grave. He gets his championship belt, but at the end of the day, while Stone Cold Steve Austin is carrying the belt in his hand and he's drinking a beer, Shane McMahon comes out of nowhere and plows him in the back of the skull with a shovel. Shovel breaks over the back of his skull. He falls on the ground, collapses, and Shane McMahon has control of the belt again. Pretty much a power struggle over who owns the custom-made Stone Cold Steve Austin Championship belt. And that's pretty much how the episode ended. Now, let's get into things that actually occurred in this show, wrestling-wise. And I have to fair warn you, if you don't care about if you want to see wrestling in this episode, this is not really it. There's a couple of decent matches, but other than that, the rest of the episode, you could take it or leave it, to be honest. So, Road Dogg defeats Owen Hart. Decent, okay match. I give it, it was an okay and decent match. The Acolytes versus the Brood. Edge and Gangrel, actually. That becomes a no contest. And that was Bradshaw and Farouk, just to clarify who was on the Acolytes, if you're not too familiar with that. Most people are, but I was just confirming that just to double check and cover my ass, I guess, apparently. The WWF Intercontinental Champion, Godfather and the Hose versus Hardcore Holly with his Intercontinental Championship on the line. Godfather walks away with the victory on that one. Nothing extraordinary, nothing entertaining or worth watching whatsoever. Ken Shamrock goes on a no-holds-barred match with the Big Boss Man, and Ken Shamrock beats Big Boss Man's ass. Walks away with the victory and gets the 1-2-3 with a belly-to-belly suplex. Next match after that, Mankind and Triple H go one-on-one. This match went over 7 minutes long. Triple H ends up losing this match by disqualification because the rest of the corporation get involved and help beat down Mankind. At that point, Big Show comes out and tries to save his ass. Test unfortunately becomes the victim by Triple H shoving him into the Big Show, and Big Show chokeslammed Test straight to hell. And then pretty much Big Show and Mankind work together to get rid of the rest of the corporation out of the ring. That's pretty much the overall consensus of that match. In-ring work was pretty decent, nothing extraordinary. As you may know, Triple H and Mankind's matches become better and better throughout this year and into the early part of 2000. So, moving on to the next match, Billy Gunn defeats Jeff Jarrett. Okay match, nothing bad about it. It was an average Joe match. Nothing great, but it was okay. We also get to see Deborah do a few things in these two matches. And Jeff Jarrett kind of expressing a little bit of an attitude problem with Deborah showing off her puppies, as Jerry Lawler would put it. But anyway, the main event was Big Show versus Viscera. This ended up being a no contest. Undertaker got involved. Him and Viscera were attacking Big Show, and Mankind came in to get the save for the Big Show in this situation, and that was that. Also within the show, before we even had the Stone Cold funeral by The Rock, we also got to see Vince McMahon have an interview with Michael Cole about a few things that's going on with The Undertaker and his just overall what he wants to do or what he's going to do to prevent his daughter from being in harm's way. Well, in that case, Midian from the Ministry of Darkness get involved, try to invade this interview, and tries to attack Vince and his daughter. And Vince chases after him, beats the fuck out of him, and then low blows him in the balls. He basically falls down on the ground holding his genital area, and Vince McMahon decides to get inside the vehicle that Midian was trying to get into and back that motherfucker up and hit him with it. Fortunately, he missed. Midian got away, and that was the end of that. So, with all that being said, this episode was alright, decent, nice storyline development going on for just some of the big, most important storylines going on WWE programming at this point in time. So, at this time, ladies and gentlemen, you know what to do. Leave those comments and opinions down below. Hit that subscribe button, and have a great night, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to catch SmackDown Live review for tonight's episode. Me, Matt, and also John. We will be having a SmackDown review / Random Wrestling Talk episode number 31. So don't forget to catch that. Thank you very much for watching, though, and have a wonderful day, guys. Bye.